Well, the sound of Sweet Caroline still ringing in fans' ears. The Panthers still have the sweet taste of victory from a few days ago, but, it's Wednesday now. We're just days away from another game. WFNZ host Kyle Bailey with us. Kyle, I'll start with this. Christian McCaffrey on the injury report once again. Are you more concerned this time with what Matt Rhule says is a quad issue?
I think, Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports, their lead NFL insider, who a lot of folks here know from Shelby, North Carolina, said that he reported that this one is a little more significant, I believe, than some of the nicks that he had a couple of weeks ago. That said, I'm not going to panic just yet because there was an expectation among some that Christian McCaffrey wouldn't see much practice time on Wednesdays throughout the season. This could be that. Maybe this is inventive. Maybe this is, I don't know. Christian McCaffrey told us last week that he could go take a leak and end up on the injury report. So who knows at this point? But I don't think it's quite panic time yet.
All right, I'm not going to extend that any further to what a more concerning injury could be. Kyle, I'm optimistic. I told you this on your show, that Baker Mayfield can be better than this version of Baker Mayfield through 3 weeks. Do you share that optimism?
Yeah, I think we kind of have to be optimistic. But I do think so, yeah. We've seen certainly better versions of Baker Mayfield at times throughout his career, mostly in Cleveland, actually all of it in Cleveland, because to this point, outside of a second-half comeback, really the fourth quarter against Cleveland, he hasn't been very good. And he's admitted as much, to his credit. He said that. He knows it. And so, again, I think we can see much better versions of Baker Mayfield. The issue now at this point, though, with Baker in year 5 is not how good can he be. It's, how well can he maintain a high level of play? Can he maintain a high level of play? That's what we need to see from Baker here in Carolina. Reach it and stay there, because right now we're seeing 2.5 of the 3 phases of football working for the Carolina Panthers, either working or improving.
DJ Moore, 7 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. That sounds like a nice line for a game, but those are his numbers for the season, KB. Can he turn that around? I guess that goes hand in hand with if Baker Mayfield can pick it up a notch.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's been a debate since Joe Person wrote his article on The Athletic a couple of days ago. Joe's great at what he does, highlighting some of the NFL next-gen stats related to separation at the wide receiver position. DJ Moore's never created elite separation at the position, but he's certainly creating enough separation in his routes relative to other productive wide receivers around the NFL. Guys, he's creating more or even slightly more separation than. And so this is an issue of Baker Mayfield getting him the football, getting it to him, the way he should be gotten the football. And I think that, Baker Mayfield understands that he needs to do that. Now, Cleveland fans would tell you, hey, look at Odell Beckham Jr., that situation, his dad putting all that film together. So we'll see if this continues. But right now it is problematic because you pay DJ Moore a lot of money, deservedly so, to catch the football, and it's not come his way nearly often enough.
Carolina's defense, KB, they went from 0 to 3 in the forced turnover department against the Saints. Is there anything in there that made you think they're not going to go 0 for their next 2 games like they did to start the season?
If Phil Snow and Steve Wilks, I think too, but especially Phil Snow, continue to dial up the heat and send blitzes at near the rate they did on Sunday, they're going to force some turnovers. Now, I would also caution folks. I like seeing Phil Snow aggressive. I like the blitzing. But go back to 2019, the final year of Ron Rivera. That defense could get to the quarterback. They blitzed a lot, but they also weren't the world's greatest defense. So you don't want to have to blitz all the time to generate a pass rush, but that's what they've done so far this year. All that said, between that and I think these players playing better, Horn and Brown playing like top 10 picks, and a guy like Frankie Louvu finding a home for himself in Carolina, I think you will see this defense continue to force turnovers. It was a big impetus and point of improvement for them this offseason, going from good to great. They had to generate turnovers. They started slow, but 3 against the Saints is a great start.
All right, Cardinals coming in 1-2. Carolina enters this thing 1-2. How do you see this thing playing out on Sunday?
Weather permitting, right? Your guy Brad Panovich jumped on with me today. Shout out Brad Panovich. Yeah, so we're told. I also saw that Brad said that we could see some those skies part or that break allow for some drier football. They're going to have to run it. I think ESPN today had the Panthers offensive line 3rd in the entire National Football League in run block win rate, which is not shocking. They've got some guys up front who can move you now. I mean, Taylor Moton, Austin Corbett, Pat Elflein's playing some of the best football of his career, and Ike Ekwonu on the left side. Him and Brady Christensen, we're seeing them start to develop together. Ike's still coming along in the pass protection element, but from day one, as a road grader, Ike Ekwonu belonged in the NFL moving dudes in the run game, and he's already doing that. So We need to see the passing game improve. But if the defense, the special teams, and that run game show up against the Cardinals on Sunday, they're going to have a really good chance to win that game.
Join this fella every day, 2 to 6, in his clubhouse on WFNZ. Kyle, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, brother.
All right, that's it for sports. We'll be right back.